What if I told you you could learn Python in weeks, while most people stay stuck for months? The difference isn't talent, it isn't IQ, and it's definitely not spending 12 hours a day studying. The fastest Python learners all use a different system. Once you understand it, everything starts clicking. Today, I'll show you exactly how to study Python so fast, it almost feels unfair. Not by memorizing endless syntax, but by training your brain the way professional programmers do. Because Python isn't just a programming language, it's a way of solving problems. Once you understand that, learning becomes dramatically easier. Let's start with the biggest mistake almost every beginner makes. They spend hours watching tutorials but almost no time writing code. Watching programming feels productive, but your brain is mostly just recognizing information. Real learning begins the moment you close the video and try writing the code yourself. That's the first secret of learning Python incredibly fast. Code more, consume less. Here's something that sounds completely backwards. Studying less can actually help you learn faster, because your brain doesn't grow while you're studying. It grows while it's processing what you studied. That's why 20 minutes of focus coding every day beats 4 hours once a week. Professional programmers don't become experts by cramming. They become experts by showing up consistently. Think of coding like going to the gym. One workout won't change your body, but hundreds of small workouts completely transform you. Python works exactly the same way. Every small program strengthens your programming muscles. Even a simple calculator or a guessing game moves you forward. Small projects teach your brain something tutorials never can. Confidence, because you actually built something yourself. Every finished project tells your brain, I can do this, and that belief makes the next project easier. The fastest learners don't chase perfection, they chase progress, one program at a time. Now let's talk about the biggest difference between beginners and people who learn Python incredibly fast. Fast learners don't memorize random topics, they build a mental map. Instead of isolated facts, everything connects. Variables connect to functions, functions connect to loops. Loops work with lists, lists organize data, dictionaries make information easy to find, classes combine everything into reusable blueprints. Soon you stop seeing separate lessons, you start seeing one complete system. That's when learning suddenly feels much faster, because every new lesson now has somewhere to fit. Your brain loves connected information. It remembers patterns, not isolated facts. So every time you learn something new, ask yourself one question. What does this connect to? That single habit can double your learning speed. Here's another secret most beginners never hear. You do not need to learn all of Python to become good at Python. Trying to learn everything at once is one of the fastest ways to learn nothing. Instead, follow the 80-20th rule. A small number of skills will solve most programming problems. Master variables, because almost every Python program starts with storing information. Master conditions. Every useful program makes decisions. Master loops, because computers repeat tasks far better than humans. Master functions. They help you write code once and use it again and again. Master lists and dictionaries, because real programs organize information. If you become great at just these 5 ideas, you're already ahead of most beginners. Don't waste weeks chasing advanced topics before you've mastered the basics. Strong foundations make advanced Python feel surprisingly easy. Weak foundations make even simple code feel confusing. So stop chasing everything and master what matters most. Here's something that might surprise you. The fastest Python learners actually make more mistakes, not because they're bad at coding, but because they're constantly trying new things. Every error message is feedback. It's the computer telling you exactly where to look. Don't fear bugs. Treat them like clues in a mystery. Professional programmers aren't paid because they never make mistakes. They're paid because they know how to solve them. When your code doesn't work, slow down. Don't panic. Read the error carefully, then fix one small problem at a time. Changing 10 things at once only creates more confusion. Great programmers think like detectives. They gather evidence before making conclusions. Every bug you solve becomes a lesson you'll probably never forget. One day you'll recognize problems almost instantly, because you've solved similar ones before. Remember, mistakes don't slow your progress. Avoiding mistakes does. Now let's talk about the biggest secret behind remembering Python. It's probably not what you think. Most beginners keep reading the same notes, hoping they'll finally remember everything. But recognition is not memory. Seeing code isn't the same as writing it. The fastest learners close the tutorial and rebuild the program from memory. At first, you'll forget a lot. That's completely normal. Every time you struggle to remember, your brain becomes stronger. That's called active recall. It's one of the most powerful learning techniques ever discovered. Then use spaced repetition. Review yesterday's code. before writing today's 5 minutes of review today can save hours of relearning next month. Don't try to memorize every keyword. Understand what each one does, because understanding creates memory, much better than repetition alone. If you can explain a Python concept in your own words, you've truly learned it. Here's where most beginners stay stuck for months. They keep following tutorials, but never build anything on their own. Watching someone else code feels like progress. Building your own project is progress. Your first project doesn't need to impress anyone. It only needs to teach you something new. Start small. Build a calculator, then build a number guessing game. Create a basic to-do list, or make a password generator. Each project teaches a different skill. Every finished project becomes proof that you're improving. Soon, you'll stop asking, "Can I learn Python?" And you'll start asking, "What should I build next?" That's the moment you stop being a beginner and start thinking like a programmer. Projects don't just teach Python, they teach you how to solve real problems. You don't need 5 hours a day to become great at Python. You need a system you can actually follow. Here's a simple routine that works for thousands of successful programmers. Spend the first 5 minutes reviewing yesterday's code. Refresh your memory before learning something new. Then spend 15 minutes learning just one new concept. Not 5, just one. Now comes the most important part. Practice immediately. Change the code. Break it. Fix it. Experiment. Curiosity is one of the greatest programming skills you can develop. Finish by building one tiny improvement to yesterday's project. Small improvements every day become massive improvements over time. You don't notice the difference after one day, but after 100 days, everything changes. Consistency beats motivation every single time, because habits build programmers, not occasional bursts of inspiration. Let's put everything together. Learning Python fast isn't about finding a secret shortcut. It's about following the right process. Code more than you watch. Build more than you memorize. Think more than you copy. Don't measure your progress by how many tutorials you've finished. Measure it by how many problems you can solve on your own. Every bug you fix, every project you complete, and every day you stay consistent makes you a better programmer. 1 year from now, you won't remember every line of code you wrote, but you'll remember that you never gave up, because becoming a programmer isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming a little better every single day. Remember, the best programmer isn't the one who knows the most. It's the one who never stops learning. So open your laptop, write one small program, and let today be the day your journey really begins. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You only need to start. 6 months from now, you'll either wish you had started today, or you'll be grateful that you did. The choice is yours. If this video helped you see Python in a new way, don't let the learning stop here. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's the first Python project you're going to build? If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's learning Python. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.